Review number 1. I bought this off of Walmart.com as it is currently cheaper, $2.10. There are unfortunate shipping issues with the Walmart order which are repeatedly acknowledged in the customer reviews there, so expect that if you order there, might be worth paying $30 more here if the shipping is better. The bottom and side of mine is dented, though Walmart.com gave a 20% discount for that. I purchased this to get more freezer space as I have a roommate who mostly eats frozen foods and I wanted to be able to stock up on items when there are good sales and also make meals/baked goods in bulk and freeze them to save time and more dollar. Chest freezers are a challenge to organize, but they save so much energy when compared to upright because every time you open the top, the cold air does not escape. This runs extremely quietly. My wine cooler is much louder. It is pretty large, so do measure your space well and account for the 4 extra inches of space that are recommended on all sides. The black looks much nicer and less of an eyesore than the typical white. I wish it came with more sliding baskets in the top. It only comes with one. Inside there is one shelf that is actually there to make space for the compressor in the bottom. I recommend making life easier by keeping an inventory and also by simply organizing foods according to some kind of category, even if just by putting all bags of frozen veggies in a cloth or paper bag, and all the meats in another so you can easily pull a lightweight bag out to get to what you need. Also, I read a tip to keep a tiny ice scraper, intended for car windshields, in here so you can occasionally scrape the sides and then never need to defrost. If you don't, defrosting won't be hard at all as this comes with a little capped hole that you can unscrew to manually defrost. Review number 2. I love this freezer. I just got it today. Looks great in my kitchen, and I love the size. I was getting worried because it states the width is 22. Which was perfect for the space I have. I then noticed a review that stated it was actually 29, so I was starting to get nervous and was thinking if it is 29, I was going to have to send it back. I was happy when it arrived and it was 22. I also read a review that someone was having a hard time getting the yellow sticker off. They must pay attention to these reviews and change stuff as needed, because mine was held on with a small piece of tape which came off easily. I would recommend it, but if you wait for it to be on Prime you will save $60. I kept it on my wish list and watched till Prime had it available. You have to keep an eye on the item and act quick once it is back in stock on Prime. Review number 3. Look at photo. This had happened when it was being delivered. This is the only issue I had, but it works well. Review number 4. In the posted information online it does no say you cannot use this in an unheated garage. We purchased it to be keep in the garage. In the written material that came with the unit it states don't use below 55 degrees. That's the only place we can use it, and it is below 55 degrees for 4 months of the year in the garage. Review number 5. I hope that this freezer will actually work. It showed up with the box all banged up, which happened at some point prior to coming into my UPS man's possession. I kept my fingers crossed that it would not be damaged as I opened it, but sure enough, it was. I would not have cared about just the little nicks or dings, but the front bottom of the freezer has 2 large cracks, one on each side. The thought of returning this large item is daunting, as I just don't have the time right now to fight through that process. I really hope it will contain its temperature, otherwise I completely wasted $200. There's no excuse for such a shabby shipping process. Review number 6. Unit was delivered pretty quickly, 1 to 3 days after I ordered. The packaging was torn at the bottom, and there was a small dent on the back lower right side. However, so far, approximate 3 weeks now. The freezer is working great. I have it near a corner wall in my kitchen. The unit is really pretty quiet when on. Love the black color. Review number 7. Bought this freezer March 30, 2016. Stocked freezer April 13th with a little less than 1/2 with beef. Left on number 5 setting. Meat was already frozen. Checked meat a few days later. Some pieces partially thawed. Set to number 7, checked gaskets and lid all okay. Meat continued to thaw slowly for several days. If we didn't have backups we would have lost a 1/4 cow. Very unhappy. Sending it back for refund. Had it less than a month. Review number 8. I love it and the size. I did not appreciate it being thrown over my gate. I don't know how they did it. I stayed home from work so that I could hear them coming. Very unprofessional of UPS. Review number 1. I bought this off of Walmart.com as it is currently cheaper, $2.10. There are unfortunate shipping issues with the Walmart order which are repeatedly acknowledged in the customer reviews there, so expect that if you order there, might be worth paying $30 more here if the shipping is better. The bottom end side of mine is dented, though Walmart.com gave a 20% discount for that. I purchased this to get more freezer space as I have a roommate who mostly eats frozen foods and I wanted to be able to